Today, President Biden will be in Bay City, Michigan, where he'll tour his semiconductor chip manufacturing facility and deliver remarks on the economy. This while there's a looming national rail worker strike potentially in sight.
Rail workers could go on strike if no agreement is reached on a contract for unionized workers. This happening while the Christmas holiday shopping season is starting. And this morning, News Channel 3 Maria Serrano joining us live in studio to explain where we are now and why experts say unionized workers going on strike could cause a massive impact on the economy. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning to you both. It could impact the economy in a big way. Railroads play a big role in supporting our economy. Experts say a rail strike of any duration would be noticed fairly quickly on the shelves, especially with retail consumer products. That's because retailers are running lean as far as inventory. More than half of the traffic that railroads carry is what we see on the shelves and places like Walmart or Target. Experts tell me Southwest Michigan is a fairly agricultural area and railroads are primary movers of grain. So with this looming strike, there could be issues like getting crops to market and selling to whoever uses them, like, for example, Kellogg's, who might use foreign products to make their products. Rail traffic also includes motor vehicles and parts. So if this strike happens, it would include negative implications on how to get manufactured vehicles out of Michigan to, for example, other markets. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says this week the House will consider legislation to avert a looming national rail strike. Economists predict a strike could cost the U.S. economy up to $2 billion a day and upset an already fragile supply chain before the holidays. We spoke to a WMU supply chain management expert who says the looming strike seems to be more about lifestyle issues like sick and family time rather than money.
They're offering a 24% increase in pay over the life of this contract that they're currently negotiating, which is 3 years, 4 years, something like that. So I don't think salary or wages and money is the issue. I think it's more the unions want the scheduling practices of the railroad to change so their members get, more time with family and better quality of life.
Experts tell me if the railroads go on strike in early December and the electric utilities are having trouble getting their regular replenishments of coal, you could even see some impacts in the power grid as well. If there's any threat of a strike, the federal government has the authority to compel the railroad unions to keep working while they try to resolve the negotiation.
Good evening. A battle over zoning and building requirements is leading a family-owned business to shut down just outside of Kalamazoo. Tonight, News Channel 3's Allie Jenner-John spoke with the owners of Friends Hard Cider Co in Comstock today. And Allie, they say they're willing to go back to basics. That's something the township is not allowing right now.
Yeah, Andy, hello. The owner of Friends Hard Cider Company tells me they've been approved to make and sell liquor and Christmas trees on their farm. But when they built this barn just a couple years ago, he says things got messy. Friends Hard Cider Company is a small family-owned business on North 33rd Street in Comstock Township.
So we have Christmas trees and we make our own wreaths and decorate our own wreaths here. We have pumpkins and squash, and we have our farm-made hard cider.
A business loved by many, now forced to shut down during peak pine picking season.
It's not real. I don't understand.
Township leaders say when owner Ben Martin built this barn on this property, their permitted use was agricultural, something they say Martin violated when he began hosting bands, weddings, and guests.
So we were notified that we were not allowed to have weddings and parties, and it was due to being a venue, a banquet hall, the intaking of money for a particular commercial event. And since we're farmers, we understood that.
Now Martin says, despite trying to expand what this little Hallmark-esque property has to offer, he's willing to go back to what the township originally approved, he says, back in 2017.
Let's just get back to the basics here and be what we once were.
Still, the township says no. In a statement to News Channel 3, leaders say, quote, township officials have met with the owner of Friends Hard Cider Company more than once to walk through the process and describe the necessary plans and information needed for the issuance of a building permit. And the permitted use of the barn in property was originally agricultural. Since the use has changed, proper zoning and permitting are required. The current use of the building violates many codes and ordinances. The issue even went to Kalamazoo County Court. The district magistrate ruling that Martin was in violation of the Comstock Township zoning ordinance. The ruling came in mid-November and gives Martin 15 days to, among many things, stop selling alcohol on his property and, quote, eliminate the use and occupancy of the barn except for agricultural purposes.
Everybody else is disrupting the meeting. When you guys want to sit there and throw me out, no problem.
Michigan's 2022 midterm election results are official tonight, but not before a little bit of drama. This man was thrown out of the State Board of Canvasser certification meeting today in Lansing after cursing out the board and 3 Michigan State Police troopers. News Channel 3 political reporter Rachel Louise Joss takes us through a very chaotic meeting that saw multiple people threatened with arrest.
Motion carries 4-0.
In a unanimous decision, Michigan's elections board voted to confirm what county boards around the state already decided, that the 2022 midterm election results were accurate and fair.
There's been nothing presented to us that calls those results into question.
Getting to that point, though, was a bumpy road in this meeting room. Tensions rose quickly with audience members yelling at canvassers.
Troopers,
will not protect you.
She's had her opportunity.
Conspiracy theories running wild, and canvassers reminding the audience of the very narrow scope of their job, approving elections.
Whether you know it or not, you could be charged with treason for aiding and abetting the enemy.
2 people were asked to leave after repeatedly interrupting the meeting.
Everybody else is breaking the rules.
With police called in and the disruptors forced out. Canvassers going to a recess and getting escorted out of the room, and audience members arguing with one another.
Who are you, the boss here?
Let's maintain order,
like communism,
please.
Or you get taken out, or you get paid people like you to stand up and say,
no.
Please be quiet, everybody. Let these corrupt people do what they want to do.
Bureau of Elections Director Jonathan Brader telling canvassers that Michigan clerks face threats this election. One candidate for governor pushing the blame back on canvassers.
So never, ever blame anyone else because you've got people so angry.
Republicans on the board who have been skeptical in the past joining Democrats to back up their belief in the election's validity.
We keep hearing about, we keep hearing allegations of fraud and allegations of mismanagement of an election. That is not what the evidence says in any of those documents.
In Lansing, Rachel Louise Just.